West Ada School District trustees told Superintendent Linda Clark that she can't resign because they were firing her.
Kelsey McFarland joins us live with why the board terminated her contract.
Well, Brian, Kelsey, the decision comes 2 weeks after Linda Clark announced her resignation, the one that she says was made for her. Turns out that resignation was never accepted and she remained on the payroll. Trustees terminated Linda Clark's contract for cause, citing ethics violations. One of those ethical violations cited was Clark's resignation. School board member Carol Sales walked out after the closed-door session. She says it should have been handled at next Tuesday's scheduled meeting when the public has more notice.
Our patrons need to see what's happening, and by them not being able to participate, that's wrong.
Meanwhile, other board members say they're now on track to finding a new superintendent.
We just completed a staff survey, and we asked teachers and custodians and everyone else on staff to give us their thoughts about qualifications for the next superintendent, about the education qualifications, experiences, leadership skills, leadership values. Now we're asking the community the same questions.
The next meeting for the school board is next Tuesday. That's November 17th. It'll be open for the general public to attend. Reporting live in Meridian, Kelsey McFarland, KBY2 News.
Thank you, Kelsey. This is just one piece of the puzzle that has some voters upset. Now there are petitions circulating for the recall of all 5 members of the West Ada School Board.
Jeff Platt sat in on last night's board meeting. He explains how recalls would affect taxpayers.
Ada County prints their ballots on specialty paper to prevent counterfeiting. Now that does make this expensive. One page costs 32 cents to print, and recalls would more than likely push ballots to 2 pages, and that cost would add up very quickly when you consider there's more than 200,000 registered voters in Ada County. This past election, Ada County printed about 60,000 ballots. So had these trustees been up for recall last week, the second page of the ballot would have cost taxpayers about $20,000. McRain says these recalls are in their early stages and will most likely be on the May ballot, if any at all. That ballot is already crowded, however, with local and state elections and initiatives, and recalls take up a lot of space.
It is safe to say, with the potential for 5 trustee recall elections on the same ballot, that would add considerable length.
McRain says because of this, recalls will almost definitely push the ballot onto 2 pages, again at the cost of 32 cents per ballot. So what do the trustees think of all this money potentially being spent to get them out of office? One says she gets it.
As the layers of the onion are being pulled back, I'm embarrassed to say that I was part of the last 2 years.
Trustee Sales says this is because she feels the school district is already costing taxpayers more than they should, especially after asking them to approve a levy to keep the school district afloat.
$4.5 million, and with no incentive to be on budget, it looks like it's going to be much, much more than that.
The group attempting to get 4 of the 5 trustees recalled is being led by former Superintendent Christine Donnell, who worked for the district for more than 30 years.
She knows how important it is to focus on kids and teachers, and that's always going to be my focus, kids and teachers first. This recall is secondary, but as long as Christine is continuing her efforts, I say to Christine, meet with me, Christine.
Now, these recalls are in the very early stages. However, with Sales walking out on the meeting and protesting it, it seems that the chaos, which has voters upset, is continuing. Jeff Platt, KBOI2 News.